Hello everyone, this is Kish Farmedi here with the week 2 picks of the NFL 2016 season. Quick recap of week 1. We had a very entertaining week, especially all the 1 o'clock games were extremely good. Unfortunately, my New York Jets were in the wrong end of it, but it's okay. We'll bounce back. It's still beginning of the season. We should be alright. With that being said, full disclosure, I'm a New York Jets fan. However, I will be very objective with the picks. At least I'll try to. All right, let's not waste any time and get to our picks for week 2. The first game will be Thursday night, New York Jets at Buffalo Bills. Uh, the Jets haven't beaten Buffalo in their last 4 meetings. I think that changes this Thursday. This game does have a must-win vibe to it for both teams because it's an AFC East matchup and Tom Brady's out, so you don't want to lose any more ground. They're both 0-1. Some already are calling it an 0-2 bowl, which is again, like I said, it's a little too early in the season to be making this matchup a huge deal. I mean, yeah, whoever digs themselves in the 0-2 hole, it will be difficult for them because both their schedules are extremely challenging. But I think the Jets will pull it off, and we finally will beat Rex Ryan for once. So Jets on top of Buffalo Thursday night. Moving on to Sunday's matchups, and the first matchup we have is the Cincinnati Bengals at Pittsburgh Steelers. Both are terrific teams. AFC North rivalry. I'm sure Cincinnati is upset from their playoff loss from last year. Vontaze Burfict will be back for this. I'm not sure if Marcus Wheaton will be back for the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger looked amazing last night. Bengals, got to see it up close and personal. They were amazing, and the Jets actually have a good defense, but Andy Dalton and AJ Green actually toyed with us. So this will be a very good game, but I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Next up, we have the Tennessee Titans at Detroit Lions. Detroit pulled off an amazing victory last week, which was unexpected. Granted, Matthew Stafford is the new leader now after Calvin Johnson retired. Um, totally didn't expect them to beat Andrew Luck and company, especially on the road. They pulled it off. Now they have Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans coming into town. I think it will be a big task for Mariota to go on the road and beat a hot quarterback right now in Matthew Stafford. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. Next up, we have Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland Browns. The Browns are a mess and they're just a sorry franchise. It is difficult to watch them play every Sunday because their fan base does not deserve that. And that's coming from a Jet fan. So I hope they turn their season around, which is not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Baltimore will walk all over them. RG3 is in short-term IR. Josh McCown will be starting this game. Ravens will have no problem running all over that team. Baltimore big over Cleveland. Next up, we come to NFC Least, also known as NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys will travel to the Washington Redskins. This should be a good game. However, I don't trust a rookie quarterback on the road, especially both teams are coming off a loss and Redskins are home. Kirk Cousins didn't really have a good game last night. I think he bounces back. Dallas defense didn't show me much last week against the Giants. I'm going to go ahead with the Redskins. Next game, we have the New Orleans Saints at New York Giants. It's really tough to watch Drew Brees throwing 400 plus yards, 4 touchdowns, and still lose the game. Granted, the defense is very weak. Last year, they gave up a ton of yardage. They were the worst defense statistically last year. And to see that happen again last week, it was tough to see Drew Brees, especially that he signed a contract extension. I want him to do good. He's a good quarterback, but his defense lets him down. However, I think he still can beat the Giants because Giants they escaped from Dallas against a rookie quarterback against a mediocre defense. I don't think they can keep up with Drew Brees when it comes to scoring. Giants offense can be prolific, but their offensive line is pretty weak. I'm giving the edge to Saints. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers flying cross country to Charlotte to play the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are coming off a heartbreaking loss. Graham Gano should have made that field goal. when you're in Mile High, a 50-yarder feels like a 35-yarder. So it's disappointing to see him miss that field goal, but I think they bounced back big against the 49ers. 49ers had a nice game last night. They shut out the Rams, but short week flying cross country is not going to be very good for them, especially when you're facing the defending runner-up of the league, which is the Carolina Panthers. Panthers big over 49ers. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins at New England Patriots. Another big AFC East matchup. It's it's almost annoying to see how good the New England coaching staff is. Last week, no Gronk, no Brady, no Ninkovich, yet somehow they still found a way to beat a Super Bowl contender in Arizona Cardinals. I will have more to say about them when I pick their game, but the Patriots looked amazing last week without their star players. Now, we don't have an update on Gronk yet. Garoppolo will be starting. This is their home opener in Gillette Stadium. The crowd will be fired up, and the Dolphins couldn't even put up anything against Seattle. I mean, it was a defensive game. It was very hard hitting, but the defense is good. The defense is very formidable, but I don't trust Ryan Tannehill on the road, and Patriots defense is pretty good, so I give that to New England. Next up, we have Kansas City at Houston Texans. Now, Kansas City can't fall behind 3 touchdowns this week simply because J.J. Watt will not blow that lead. The Texans looked all right. Brock Osweiler, I still think he's overpaid, but somehow managed to beat the Bears. Good for him, but I don't think that's the case this coming Sunday. I think Chiefs beat them handily. Moving on to the 4 o'clock games, the Seattle Seahawks will visit the Los Angeles Rams at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. First game in LA in 20 plus years. The Rams looked dreadful last night. I am not sure if Case Keenum should continue to start. If you're going to tank, might as well throw Jared Goff in there. Let the rookie start. Carson Wentz started for Eagles. Dak Prescott started for Cowboys. Why not throw the number 1 overall pick from this year's draft in and see what he can do? Seahawks all over the Rams. So, the next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals were not ready for the Patriots. They took them lightly. They figured Brady's out, Gronk is out. They were gonna run roughshod over that team. However, they found out the hard way that the Patriots aren't an easy team. But I do expect them to bounce back. Fitzgerald had a great game last week. I think that continues this week. Buccaneers defense isn't very good. However, Jameis Winston is turning out to be a very good quarterback. I think it will be a very close match up, but Cardinals will pull away at the end. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at San Diego Chargers. San Diego, I cannot believe Philip Rivers is such a good quarterback, and yet every year they disappoint. They'll find a way to disappoint you, and it's disappointing. Jaguars coming to town. Jaguars put up a very big fight against Green Bay Packers last week. However, it wasn't enough to beat them. And flying cross country to play San Diego and a very good quarterback. I don't think they can pull this one off. San Diego wins at home. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons on the road against Oakland Raiders. Oakland looked real good last week. Derek Carr is a sensational quarterback. The connection between AC/DC is something to watch, and I think they will continue doing what they have been doing since last year, and they can beat Falcons pretty easily. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones need to connect. They haven't been very good since last year, so he needs to connect with Julio Jones a lot more. Raiders win that one. Then next up, the primary matchup of the week next week will be Indianapolis Colts at Denver Broncos. The Broncos stunned me last week. They can plug in anyone in that quarterback position and win a game. That defense is dangerously good. And I mean, you better protect your quarterback because Von Miller cannot be stopped. So, Andrew Luck, the man had a lacerated kidney last year. I pray to God that doesn't happen again to him. Denver will pull this one out, and Indy needs to fix their defense because they don't have anyone other than Robert Mathis to rush the passer. Sorry. A 35-year-old can't keep that up for long, so they need to find a better pass rusher on that team. Moving on to Sunday night matchup, it will be Green Bay Packers at Minnesota Vikings. This is the home opener for Minnesota. Also, they're unveiling their brand new stadium. Sam Bradford will probably get the starting nod this week, despite Sean Hill putting up 200 yards passing last week. He didn't throw for any touchdowns. Sam Bradford gives the team a little edge, uh, but it won't be enough to beat the Packers. Aaron Rodgers will show up and crush their home opening party. So I think Green Bay wins it handily. And Monday Night Football, we have the Eagles at Chicago. Carson Wentz looked really good last week. I'm not sure if that can continue. Bears defense isn't that bad, and it's prime time. Although Jay Cutler he's a very hard quarterback to judge because he is so talented and yet he fails every year. He's so disengaged every time you see him on the sideline. I hope he finds the rush in him to come out firing and uplift the Bears team to a victory on Monday night. So there you have it. These are all my picks going forward. You will be getting all all the picks for upcoming weeks, and let's keep it going. And I'll see you all next week.